Namaskar. We are going to start our presentation by praying to Almighty. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadaram Gaganasadusham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Vidyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanaatham. Vaidya Prabhuram Jivan Ram, Dr. Popat Prabhuram, Dr. Pratap Kumar Vaidya, Bapalal Garbardas Vaidya, Jadavji Trikamji Acharya, Rubina Krishna Bai Redkar, Father Nun, Father Estrello, all the traditional Vaidyas, healers, doctors who played important role in revival of this science. Please bless us, give us healing, love and peace through your heart, by which we can heal ourselves, we can heal Mother Earth, we can heal this universe. Amen. My name is Dr. Bharat Vaidya, and I did my BA/MS from University of Bombay in 1986. After that, I was there for some time at Yale University, and then I did my MD from oldest Catholic University of Leuven, Flanders, Belgium. I belong to the traditional family of the medical practitioner. And for this presentation and the chance, I am highly thankful to Mala Kapadia and Beth to give me this opportunity to present one drop from the big ocean of Ayurveda and Manas Shastra. Namaskar, everybody. So let's start. We are going to study. Today our agenda is, in this presentation, what is Manas Shastra, positive psychology in Ayurveda. And here I would like to tell you that the biggest difference between modern psychology and Vedic psychology is our Vedics here have studied the healthy mind and apply the concept, while Charcot, Jung, Freud, everybody have studied the disease mind and apply the concept. This is biggest difference between the Vedic psychology, our Manas Shastra, and the modern psychology. So we are going to study positive psychology, and through that we will navigate into the negative psychology, and then treating Manas Roga with Adravya. And then I will present few cases where I have achieved success through the Ayurvedic treatment and treating those diseases. What is mana or psyche? Mana jnanena manyate gnanena anena iti manaha. Manifestation of the knowledge or absence of the knowledge are the symptom of the psyche or mana. When mana absorbed through that particular senses, we gain the knowledge to that particular subject through that senses. And that's why I love the definition of Acharya Prastapada. He defines that even though spirit, senses and subject of the senses are combined, then also we cannot receive the knowledge unless and until mana arise, mana combine. You require to absorb any knowledge of any subject, mana or the psyche, by which we can know happiness and sadness, that is mana. Sukha dukha uplabdhi karanam iti manaha. Without manas perception, we cannot know the happiness or sadness. And when we are talking about happiness or sadness, in our Puranas, our Vedic Vangmayas, or our Shastras, positive psychology is on the very first step. Tanme mana shiva sankalpamastu. The psyche of wakefulness with wishfulness goes far. Same way in the dream state, that psyche enters and creates beautiful world around us, like a beautiful lotus. In the middle of the light, which reaches far, that light of my psyche gets united with Shiva or soul and create beautiful universe inside out. I remember John the Baptist. Where there is a light, there was a light. Psyche is intellect. Psyche is spirit. Psyche is creation. It remains as an immortal light in every being, without which code of karma and incarnation and reincarnation is not possible, without which the moksha is not possible. It is like a driver which drive this vehicle on the path of the liberation, Turiya. That psyche unite with the Shiva and create beautiful world inside out. So does Ayurveda says, the psyche which established in lotus of every happiness, and the way good driver can lead vehicle nicely, same way pure psyche lead human being on the path of purity, healing and love. Through psyche only we know the past, present and future. The way through the priest, we are talking about holy fire. Agni Sarvaswam, Charak Sutra, that pure fire, we can expand pure fire, same way through psyche, karma expand. Psyche is, thy name is pure fire. The Agni Sarvaswam. Without Agni, this beingness is not possible. And I remember Shakespeare, to be or not to be is not possible without psyche. And that purity of the psyche, our sages, our ancestors, our Vedic Vangmay is talking over here. And then when we are going further, I love one word from Yog Vasishta, Prabhasvara. Yog Vasishta was first translated by Vaidya Prabhuram Jivanram in vernacular language in 1870, so that this knowledge can reach to the vast. Anantarsyatma tattvasya sarva shakto arhat manaha sankalpa shakti ruchitam yadrutam tam mano viduhu. From powerful thoughtful process of the vast, almighty, that universal soul, the view which was manifest, that was mana or psyche. And because that reason, it is also known by our wise as the Prabhasvara. Prabha means tejas. Prabha means that light, what Christ was talking about, what Muhammad talking about, what Buddha talking about, what our sages were talking about. We are talking about again the Charak, Agni Sarvaswam, that pure fire. And Swara, Durga, Shakti. Words are the vehicle of the knowledge, sound, energy, and frequency. Actually, we should do seminar on this one word only. How can this important word missing from our even the Vedic Shastra or Manas Shastra? That is also, I am surprised. It is more profound word, Prabhasvara, Tejas and sound energy, Shiva and Shakti. And this vast mana, which manifest from the ahankar or ego, I am. So when we are talking about the charak, and charak defines sattva, the essence, the first attribute, the prime atom. Rig Veda, first sutra, there was nothing in the beginning of this universe, only the first matter, which is darkness and some electron perception. Om, 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 that essence. Atma, soul, universal soul and individual soul, to be or not to be. And Sharira are three pillars on which this universe is sustaining. Without essence come into the action, universe cannot, it can't, it shan't, it will not sustain. Everything is and from manifest. Essence, life form, brain, even heart are synonym of that soul or Atma. So when theme or idea reflexes, then brain absorbs that subject through that particular senses, and which is known as knowledge. The commerce of the brain is related with Chetana, and Chetana is not possible without pure psyche. Without pure psyche come into the action, even though union of Shiva and Shakti, manifestation will not happen. That sattva is required. Ram asked sage Vasishtha how soul is coming on Mother Earth, and striking answer was given. It comes through the raindrops and manifests into the food, into the grains, into the sand, and through that it travels into Shiva and Shakti. Through that sand to this sand. Again, there comes Charak, Shushut, Vagbhat, everybody. Ahar Shuddho Sattva Shuddhi. And universal is part of being Chetana of Vedas, that wise knowledge. What we are discussing now over here. Pramata, Prameya, and Pramey. And evolution goes from one species into another. Darwin Utkrantivad, this is one of the biggest missing point. This is telling us about the purity of our psyche and thinking of the pure, everywhere to look pure, see pure, manifest pure by our Vedic seers. And that pure psyche leads us to 4 Purushartha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Dharma, the righteousness. Righteousness through the birth, righteousness in everything. The first step. And that righteousness is required for that purity or essence. Yam, Niyam, Asan, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi, righteous is highly essential. Through that artha or wealth, we are not talking about only monetary wealth over here. wealth of the knowledge, company of the wise, wealth of the Vedic Vangmaya, wealth of the Vedic Arshas, that pure knowledge, not only monetary wealth. People have wrong perception. Wealth, when we are talking about wealth of purity, wealth of the knowledge. And then kama or desire. Pleasure as well as procreation. To create the beauty in everything. Without that pleasure and procreation, without righteousness, without that knowledge, without that wealth, the essence will not manifest. When we are talking about Suprajata or the future healthy generation or holistic immunity, desire or kama plays most important role. Master and Johnson, renowned sexologist of the world, if you are looking into their scripture, they are also showing that. Attitude and behavior, pleasure and procreation, how it is related. And through that, moksha or liberation with the peace of the mind, which is highly responsible for progress of the being on the path of salvation or turiya. So these four purusharths are really the objective of that Almighty to the pure psyche of the Supreme Self. The quality itself coming from that Shiva and Shakti. And that Shiva and Shakti highly required for the pure manifestation. Again, Prabha Swara, Tejas, and sound energy Om. The person should rightfully pursue to fulfill these four Purusharthas. It should be our individual and soul purpose. And that is pure psyche which leads us to the moksha or salvation. This is where come dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. When we go to the Sankhya, root of 5 elements are 5 senses. And root of 5 senses is ego. And root of ego is intellect. This intellect is known in Yoga Shastra as the chitta or psyche. This intellect is an integral part of the neuron. Neurons are of 3 types: sensory neurons, motor neurons, and intermediate neurons. Sensory neurons, perception through the outside what we receive. The purity. If you think by creating the poison, we will not receive the poison, it is a wrong perception. Epidemics or pandemics are not merely the germ theory. What we are throwing, it is coming to us. And manifest into us, and psyche plays most important role into that. Motor neurons, when comes, 6 chakras are coming into action: spinal cord, serpent energy. An intermediate neuron, which is communicating between these two neurons. Nervous system and Vata plays the most important role into it. And that is why two important guna of psyche, two important attributes of psyche are anutva evam ekatva, minuteness and oneness. With that minuteness, it can go everywhere, anywhere. Oneness, we require that oneness with the soul. Prabhaswara, light. Let there be light, and there was light. When we are talking about alchemy, and when we look at the Johanna the Baptist, he also says about this prime atom. He compared that purity of the body, that alchemy of the body with that prime atom. And same thing our sages are saying. If that psyche can be free from ego and matrix, Maya, Maya is under that Shiva, that Almighty, and we are all under that Maya. Sage Vasishtha says to Ram, cut the root of psyche if you want to be really happy. Free from it. Even you are in that world of psyche. Ram asked the same question to Sage Vasishtha, how I can be free? Then those five elements cannot sustain. Its layer of ignorance, parameters of country, time, space, everything will be destroyed. Only the self and purity. And that Turiya and that Moksha and that salvation, our sages have mentioned again and again through our Manas Shastra. And when we are talking about that purity, we are going to talk about three gunas. These three gunas I have presented in my research paper in Catholic University of Leuven, Flanders, Belgium, in Department of Psychosomatic, Obstetric and Gynecology. And my professor, my guru, Professor Pitney, who was genius of psychopathology, he encouraged me. He told me, Dr. V, this is futuristic. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Sattva, Lagu, does not possess mass or gravity. Free. Moksha, full of light, manifests itself to the intelligence. Without that, life is not possible in the womb. I told every time in our program of Ayurvedic midwifery, without sattva, life is not possible. After manifestation of the life and before the manifestation of life, how we can help that holistic immunity and that sattva, that is important. Desire by soul, universe of consciousness. It is related with Pitta Tattva. Fire, the fire, the pure fire, Prabha, Prabha, Prabha Swara. Tejas, Agni Sarvaswam, Charak. And it neither offer resistance nor does it work. It only believe to upliftment and create the pure light. It is urdhvagami, upper motion, lift psyche and soul. Create happiness and love. First sutra of Atharva Veda, love born first. Where fire cannot reach, where water cannot flow, where air cannot blow, love born first. Pure love, create happiness and love. This universe is nothing but the love. Pure love. And that is sattva, it is bliss. Wherever you decide, it creates knowledge, light, love, lightness, happiness, pureness, and joy. Isha Oaks, with whom I have started the program of midwifery in United States of America, she called me one day from University of Mexico, where she was giving the lecture about postpartum depression. He said, Dr. V, tell me some logic. Tell me something by which I can convince my student. During the pregnancy and during the birth, what we are creating in our body, and it is coming next, kinetic energy of air, vata. Without air element, movement is not possible. First principle of physics. Nasti gati vina vatam. Push, push, push. We create that kinetic of energy of vata, very profound, and the fetus coming out. That profound vata go up, okay, and take out the placenta. But after that, who is taking care of that profound vata? Main reason for PPD, postpartum depression. That kinetic energy, that tornado in that body of the Shakti, Sattva is required. Mother milk is a Sattva. Panchagavya is a Sattva. And that is where comes this profound science of Manas and midwifery in Ayurveda. Then we are going to the next one, Rajas. Gati Rupa, Va Gati Gandhanayo. Nasti Gati Vina Vatam. Without air, no movement is possible. Full of motion. Anubhut Vritti Shakti, potential energy. Adbhut Vritti Shakti, kinetic energy. It doesn't have Gurutva, gravity or Jadatva, inertia. But it does have Pariman, quantum. Quantum physics is nothing but based on this whole principle of Rajas. Now, when they are talking about quantum physics, they are talking about multiple verses. Here it is Rajas. They are talking about now. Our Veda have talked millions of years ago. And Parichinnatva, extensity. It relates with Vata. It is Prerak, means motivational, creates sadness, hate, and anger when it gets vitiated. Vata, air element, is one of the major reasons, which is in the root of the major reason of the vitiation in all the psychological disease, because it is related with nervous system, it is related with the GI tract and serotonin, HTTP, fire. And how to control it, the way Ayurveda is showing us, or Vedanta have shown us. This is the biggest difference I told you in the beginning between the Western psychology and modern psychology, or a modern psychology and Vedic psychology, sorry, because our Vedics here have studied the healthy mind and applied the concept. Tamas, Gurutva, gravity, Jadatva, inertia. Resist motion as well as consciousness reflection. Its anabolic property help to control the pitta catabolic property. Complete hydraulic system of the body is related with tamas. Rasayana, rejuvenation of mind and body. Rasa Shabda denotes life. Water element play most important role in that, but which water element? Which is related with sattva or purity. Rasa, life. Juice, life. Abstract life, that is also rasa. Mercury, rasa. Rasayana. Tamas is the beginning matter of this universe. It helps to control movement of vata and fire of pitta. It relates with the kapha. Plasma is integral part of this water element. When we talk about plasma, we talk about immunoglobulin, we talk about gamma globulin, we talk about the proteins, and that is why plasma and rakta, the blood, are integral part and play integral part in prevention as well as cure the Manas diseases. It is heavy and creates blind curtain between psyche and intellect if it gets vitiated. Kapha ama. It controls situation and creates nostalgia. Diabetes is the biggest example of that vitiated tamas or kapha. And when we are talking about these three attributes, again, we are talking about healthy eating and living habits. When we are talking about healthy and eating and living habits, I remember Chandogya Upanishad. It is clearly mentioned in Chandogya Upanishad that our food particle divides into three segments. One part become the waste product or mala. Middle part nourishes tissue and body, shrotamsi, channels. And the minute molecular particles promote psyche or mana. Annamay kosha, manomay kosha, Vignanmay kosha, Anandmay kosha, all this nourishment we are talking over here. And there comes the principle of healthy eating and living habits. Now modern science is looking at it. Our acharyas, Charak, Sushut, Vagbhat, and all our Vedanta is nothing but this healthy eating and living habits. Healthy eating is not only for the body, healthy eating for mind also. And because of this healthy eating and living habit, Charak is called the food as a prasada, prasadam. We offer to Almighty, that Almighty which is in our body, Parabrahma, Anna Parabrahma. And when we are talking about endocrine system, we are talking about metaphysical. And modern medicine has no clue how to treat that. Only Vedanta and Manas Shastra and Ayurveda have flashed light on that. So Charak Val Prasadakhya, Ahara Shuddho Sattva Shuddhi. Food particle nourishes all five cognitive senses. Without senses and mana, knowledge is not possible. Without that, sattva, rajas or tamas not possible. Without that flaming speed, battling speed, that creation is not possible. To be or not to be, what to create or not to create, every principle is coming over here. That prasad, what we are giving to that Almighty in self, and through that Almighty, that self. Properly made food having beautiful smell and touch and taken with calm mind and body promotes sattva. And properly made food, not only we are talking about the anna grahanam, we are talking about food for mind also. Beautiful paintings, beautiful poetry, beautiful prose. Whole Kalidas is nothing but beautiful food for the mind. What will happen with unhealthy eating habits? All these gunas get vitiated. If your sattva is strong, no disease can kill you or no disease can harm you. How much they try. Holistic immunity is part of being that Chetana and Sattva. And due to that pure food, psyche also become pure and enrich and enhance, which can lead us on the path of salvation and happiness. Just by medicine, you cannot cure or even control any psychological disease. And now Western scientists are beginning to understanding it. And that food create pure blood. And I strongly believe pure blood, pure nervous system, pure body, disease blood, disease nervous system, disease body. And when we are talking about pure blood, we are also talking about heart. We are also talking about nervous system. And there was a question was asked in Prabhuram Ayurvedic College in Manas Shastra paper in 1920. Define word Hridaya as per Satpatha Brahmana. Har means aharan or withdrawal. Withdrawal from worldly metrics. Withdrawal from anger and hate. Withdrawal from my, I. Forgive and forget. Da means dan. Give. Give happiness, give healing, give love, give the pureness, distribute it. Ya means gati or movement, creation. Rajas, create beautiful universe around us. Create beautiful sentences. Create beautiful paintings. Create beautiful prose and poetry. Movement towards pureness, movement towards happiness, movement towards love. This is complete blood circulation for creation of pure psyche. Hridaya, center of the psyche. Mind, Manas, lotus. Why lotus is a symbol of yoga? We were using lotus as a medicine. Dr. Popat Prabhuram defended a paper in Grand Medical College in 1897. Unstable angina. In unstable angina, how the lotus helped. Why lotus is symbol of yoga? Pure heart and pure body, pure blood circulation, pure blood, pure nervous system and pure body. Disease blood, disease nervous system, disease body. Simple principle. Nobody wants to understand. And when we are talking about it, we remember our Vedic seer, psychology and Vedic. The science of psychology was developed mainly by our Vedic people. As they studied the method by which they reached the highest religious experience, the superconscious state of samadhi, through yoga and meditation. It is the only method of understanding and controlling the mind or manas in order that a higher consciousness may be reached. Moksha or salvation. Aham Brahmasmi Shankara. Para Brahmalingam Bhaje. Our Vedic seers have studied everywhere the healthy mind and healthy psychology and healthy concept. And it is dire need of this time to stop the war, hate, anger, gun violence, and create Suprajata, healthy generation and holistic immunity. I am thankful to Beth and Malaji and others to create this seminar. Then I make it sure in my treatment, adravya therapies, mantras and matras. Sound energy, perception, frequency. Dhanvantari Uvach, Dhanvantari said, Achyutananda Govindam Namocharana Beshajat. Nashyanti Sakla Rogaha Satyam Satyam Vadamyaham. Achyut, that infinite, Anand, pure joy, Govind, which reside in each and every beingness, each and every particles. Namocharana Beshajat, in this name only there is a pure medicine. Beshaj. Nashyanti Sakla Rogaha, destroy every disease. Satyam Satyam Vadamyaham, truthfully I am saying. We have in our Ayurved Sadhana school in US, which is approved by Department of Higher Education, mantra science class. And this Dhanvantari mantra, I am proud of my American students or even European students, the way they are singing and chanting. Mantra plays most important role. Sound energy plays most important role. And that frequency plays most important role. Meditation and japa. The case we are going to discuss, if you don't want to do in the chronic schizophrenia, I told him, don't do any severe yoga, just do shavasana. Hold the hand of the Christ in your dream and go into the universe. His faith was Christian. I don't force anybody. I go through their faith and their belief by combining principle of Ayurveda and our Vedic seers. Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, that energy of light. In cases of anxiety, to help that heat, that pure light, that pure Agni, and those movements which help tremendously your nervous system and your neurons. Pranayama. Prana itself is a life. Prana word denotes life. Ayama, how to control our oxygenation and how to help that through that the sattva. Full moon puja ceremonies help me tremendously. Monthly cycle of the woman. Moon and Manas are highly related. In United States of America, our student, or there are Ayurvedic student, or there are shamans and everybody, they are celebrating full moon and taking blessing of these natural energies. I remember Vedokta Ratri Sukta. I teach them. Vishweshwari Jagat Ratri Sthiti Sahara Karinam Kal Ratri Maharatri Mohoratri Shadarunam. Night of death, night of debilitated diseases, and night of matrix are three most painful nights. Gemstone therapy and Jyotish. How it is related, how those planetary systems are affecting us. I remember one of the greatest Vedic scholar of the Europe and Germany, Rudolf Steiner, late 9th and early 20th century, pioneer of organic farming in the Germany, elite member of European Vedic Society. He used to believe in this. He used to believe in planetary system. Then daily deity puja and lighting the candle. The case what we are going to discuss about that Christian boy. One candle in front of Mother Mary every evening. Idol you create and you put your consciousness and receive that blessing from that ideal consciousness. One candle in front of holy basil plant. Our ancestors were not stupid. profound change in the severe chronic case of schizophrenia, I have seen. Plant therapy, surrounding yourself with sattvic plants such as tulsi, holy basil, apamarg, papnashini, brahmi, etc. I remember Bapalal Vaidya writes, when British government, they were building the Prince Wales Museum in Bombay, Prince of Wales Museum in Bombay. Laborers were dying due to malaria. They asked Vaidya Prabhuram Jivandram, how we can take care of this? He replied, grow the tulsi. Through that tulsi, British government taken care of morbidity and mortality rate. Apamarg, name itself is Pap Nashini, the code of karma. These plants are very profound energy. Plant network is much more profound than our humans. Recently, Oxford University also approved it. If really we want to help our children, we should create this beautiful plant garden in the school. I give these ideas to my student, okay, R&D, create such garden near the hospitals to control the hospital infection and infestation. R&D required. And the last but not least, taking blessing of the ancestors, gurus, teachers, elders. Because life doesn't go like a ladder, life grows like a tree. We are all coming from the tree. Life grows like a tree, and in the root, these blessings are working the best. Pitru Paksh, just put one flower in the flowing water. I teach my student, and pay respect to your ancestors. By talking about all this positive, negative, psychology, food, etc., in the last but not least, we are going to discuss with you two important cases. First one is Nirbal Chinna Manas. Hebepharnia or chronic schizophrenia. Hebepharnia is a name from old psychological text, British Medical Encyclopedia. Client 26 years, male, faith Christian, country United States of America. Symptoms and problem, acute introvert, distorted thoughts, inappropriate emotions and behavior, hallucination, bizarre behavior, felt like someone is watching over or giving trouble. And when we are looking at Vedic psychology, Nirbal, weak and Chinna Manas, this boy was highly bullied when he was in the primary school. He used to hate to go to school. None of the doctors try to look into that root. Start of creating that Nirbal Chinna Manas. Weak, distorted, disturb and destroy Manas. Hebepharnia or chronic schizophrenia. I start, first thing is healthy eating and living habits. Dinacharya and Ratri Charya. He wanted to come out of it. And he came to Ayurveda. we started 2 days of fasting with fresh turmeric and ginger and hot water. Inflammation, we have taken care. I always start my treatment, always go through the GI tract. Highest serotonin produced in our GI tract. Connect with the nice nerve to our brain. GI is another brain. If I want to reach over here, or I want to reach over here in the heart, I should go through the GI and liver. Liver is the seat of the blood as per our charak, Sushruta and Vagbat. Liver, spleen and bone marrow. My father, who was mixed practitioner of Ayurveda and allopathy, always you put lot of emphasis on liver. I put her on healthy, soupy diet. Vegetables. Second thing what I did was, I was looking at his hobby. He loved to make the idols from the wood. Shape from the bamboo. I told him to make cross. Jesus cross. We communicate with local priest. Local priest also encouraged him. He loved it. And when I was doing it, I remember Charak Jakat Motaria. They also found the toys from the excavation of Indus Valley, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. That is where he created his own idol of Mother Mary. One candle every evening. Profound changes. When he is not there in his room, I told her mother, play the Gayatri. Gayatri is the only mantra which is allowed in all 14 universes. Pure Shakti. I want to remove that bad energy. Bhuta Bhishangatva, what Sushruta is talking about, it is not only viral, bacterial, funguses are responsible for the diseases. Infection and infestation. Bhuta Bhishangatva, highly ignored word in our Ayurveda nowadays. If Charak word, Pragna Aprad, mistake of intellect is important, then I also put lot of emphasis on Bhuta Bhishangatva, infection and infestation of the Sushruta. And I started to purify mind and body. I gave her blood purifier and digestive herbs. I remember my father's one of the very good treatment, 5 thinly cut ginger before the meal, 5 thinly cut ginger middle of the meal, 5 thinly cut ginger after the meal. Ginger shape, it is just like our GI tract, and that is known in ethnobotany as a signature of Almighty. With that other herbs, I wanted to take care of his sleep. If I can take care of sleep, I told his mother, we won the 50% battle. Ashwagandha Kshir Pak with nutmeg. It was the first day when he slept like a baby. Even though he was on psychotic drugs, his sleep was disturbed and distorted with the horrible dreams. All dreams stopped. Slowly, we were reducing the allopathic drugs. One more thing which helped me greatly to controlling the Vata after 3 months is bone marrow. Bone marrow broth with the spices. he used to feel so much nourished and pure because now channels were open. Liver started to function. Serotonin started to change. Brain, soul, and heart and GI tract, they were communicating with each other in healing process. And already told you in Adravya Chikitsa, I started Gayatri Mantra. I told him every morning, pray to the rising sun. Jai Bhaskarai Namaha. Very small mantra. In yoga, I told you, Shavasana. Just go into the trance. Hold the hand of Jesus. And tell him to take you the vast. It took us 1 year. Now that boy is in love with girl from Turkey. They are about to get married. He is so happy. And thanks to Ayurveda, Ayurvedic Manas Shastra and our sages. The next case, client 18 years old female, USA. Basically, daughter of the Indian origin parents, NRI. One problem I have found with our NRI community over here is red race. They have to succeed, period. Overachiever. And that was root over here. Mrudu manas roga, I put it, chinta, aditya or anxiety. Your father is engineer from so-and-so university. Your mother is doctor from India from so-and-so university. You must succeed. You must do what we tell you. Wrong. Over pressurize on our NRI children. Always wrong. Symptoms with the problem, internal conflict, feeling getting hurt because she was never allowed to do what she wanted to do. Worried without any reason. I want to succeed. I have to succeed. What my parents will tell me, what society will tell me, what my relatives in India will tell me. Oh my God, wrong. Palpitation, heavy breathing. And one problem which I have found in this is gas. Highly obstruction of vata with kapha ama. Weakness, no hunger. Diarrhea, rigors, anger, gloominess, and lack of concentration. All these are nothing but anxiety, chinta, aditya. We started with healthy, light, and pure food. I wanted to remove that obstruction. I wanted to help that GI tract and that gas first. I wanted to remove that kapha ama. In breakfast, we started with boiled idli. Lunch and dinner, we started with soup and toasted bread with medicated, Ayurvedic medicated ghee, shatauri. Make it sure I don't want that gas. I make it sure I give something her on vata time. I started with the dry ginger and honey to control the vata. 4 o'clock when vata is highest, I wanted to hit that vata there, and dry ginger is digestive and Agni Kindar. My line of treatment was Vata Shamak, Amanashak, Amapachak. Srinath Gugulu, Haritaki, Trifla. In the morning, Shankpushpi, Jatamansi. I looked into her that what she liked. She liked to play Vichitra Veena. She liked to paint. I made her parents understood that. Don't tell her no when she is painting. Don't tell her no if she would like to play the Vichitra Veena and she is not that much all the time studying. Let her be on her own what she wanted to do. Slowly, the doors were opening. She was being herself. Her confidence started to reboot. She was of Vaishnav origin, faith. And there helped me Navratna by Mahaprabhuji in 15th century. Integral part of the Bhagavatam. Chinta kapi na karyaha nivedatma bhi kadapiti Bhagavan api pushtisto na karishyati loki kinchagatim. Chinta, anxiety, that how that mantra starts. 9 chains of Bhagavad created by Mahaprabhu. She was doing meditation. I taught her pranayam. We have teachers, not me, but we have teachers who teach the yoga and Surya Namaskar. Slowly, that confidence started to build up. Am Nashak, Am Pachak, not only physiological Ama, I am talking about mental also. She was having acute giardiasis and amoebiasis, Kutaj, Ghanvati, and so many other herbs I have included. Krumi Vichar, I remember article of my father in Ayurved Jagat in 1966. Both the cases I have treated the Krumi. Psychological Krumi create pathological Krumi, pathological Krumi create psychological Krumi. And in both the cases, outcome was extraordinary. Anxiety case took me 6 months to solve. Now this girl, she is now doing graduation. She loves the number, so she wants to do her graduation, her bachelor and masters in mathematics. She is now staying in the hostel on her own. She is having more confidence, more happiness, more freedom. She is playing Vichitra Veena whenever she wants to. She paints whenever she wants to. But one thing is there, she is doing Navratna, she is doing sun salutation, and she is doing meditation. And this is where I would like to conclude my paper. And I believe that no, Ayurved Manas Shastra is need of the time. And if we can really, if we want to really help the populace, we want really create the Suprajata. we want to really create the holistic immunity, then principles of our seers, our ancestors, our wise, principles of Veda and Ayurveda play most important role into it. If you have any question, I have put my email. Please do write me. I am again highly thankful to Malaji and Beth to give me this opportunity. Namaskaram and Om Shanti.